No. 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 I don't like rereading this Berserk volume. Not that it's bad in any way. Not that it is bad. It's just, with Volume 12 of Berserk, we finally get to that moment, nearing the end of the Golden Age arc. We get to that moment where the Eclipse finally begins. Oh man, and just seeing this cover of Berserk, we have Griffith, his transformation. Oh man, like, in Volume 13, I'm not ready to get into Volume 13 at all, because I know exactly what goes down, because I've already read it before, and just what goes down in Volume 13, like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Volume 12 is only the beginning portions of the Eclipse. Oh man, let's get this review started. Now, I really do not know how long this video is going to end up turning out to be, because while there was a lot of stuff that went down in this volume, it is really straightforward to the point. Even Volume 13 is pretty straightforward to the point. But nonetheless, let's actually go over what was in this volume. So in the beginning of this volume of Berserk, we have it to where pretty much the Band of the Hawk has now finally, gotten out of the way to where Zod and Wild are. Zod ended up killing Wild in the last volume, and now the Band of the Hawk can rest easy. It looks like nothing is happening, so far at least. But we have it to where the Band of the Hawk is technically broken at this point. They have been broken for quite a while without Griffith, but just knowing that they have now technically lost their leader, just due to the fact that, his tendons have been cut, he's mortally wounded, he can't talk, he can't walk, he can't even dress himself up in armor, he can't even wield a sword. Griffith can no longer do anything as a human being to survive. All he can pretty much do is just lay on the ground. He can't really lift up his body at all at this point. Now, we have it to where Griffith ends up hearing a conversation with Casca and Guts, and he sees a image in his mind of him, as a little child wanting to reach the castle, and that is, to get his own kingdom. And Griffith still sees this. He wants to have his dream. He wants to accomplish this still, but knowing the fact, the state that he is in now, he can no longer accomplish this. And we have it to where horses ended up galloping and freaking just, driving off with Griffith as Casca and the rest of the Band of the Hawk members try to chase him down. And Griffith ends up flying out of his carriage and ends up landing in a pond, I guess a very shallow pond, where he ends up breaking his arm, and I guess he ends up moving his shoulder, because that's pretty much all he can, basically move, because pretty much to the elbow down, his arm is broken. You even see the elbow sticking out, and it's pretty nasty. Now, we have it to where Griffith ends up showing no emotion within this scene. He just looks at his arm and is like, huh, huh. He starts to laugh. And then we have it to where he ends up seeing a spiky stick. I guess it's a stick. I'm not exactly sure what exactly it was, but it looked like maybe like a kind of a tree branch or something like that. He ends up going and leaning into it and ends up cutting his throat, necessarily. He ends up having the sticky part of the stick end up puncturing his throat. It sounds kind of weird how I'm describing this, but it's really not, because once you see what goes down, he is still showing no emotion whatsoever. And this just goes to show you that Griffith, not only can he not dress himself, he can't talk, he can't walk, he can barely move his body. Not only that, but he cannot even feel pain. And this is what he laughs at, because, he can't feel pain anymore, just due to all the stuff he has experienced within the torture room. It's funny to him. It's funny to him. He doesn't know, like, if he has any meaning within his life whatsoever anymore. And this is what is funny to him. He laughs hysterically because, you know, he has technically just broken down psychologically as a person at this given point in time. And then we have it to where the behelit ends up showing up within his hands. And the rest of this volume is pretty much just history at this point. We have it to where the behelit, you know, the blood that went down Griffith's wrist that he ended up receiving when he broke his arm, ends up going to the behelit, and it brings forth the Eclipse and summoning the apostles. And these apostles say that Griffith is the chosen one. And we have gotten, you know, through various volumes of Berserk, we have gotten hints and pretty much dialogue in general that Griffith is the apostle. And Zod stated in a few volumes of Berserk ago that, you know, when Griffith's ambition dies, be prepared for a death that you can never escape to Guts. But not only to Guts, but basically to the rest of the Band of the Hawk members. Because we have it to where, in the rest of this volume, the apostles say to Griffith that he has the ability to become a demon. And of course, you know, just because of the fact that Griffith is now broken at this point in time, you know, the only way he is going to be able to accomplish his dream is to completely disregard the dream that he was thinking about earlier and bring forth a new one. And what better way to, you know, make your dream a reality by becoming a god. And of course, Griffith ends up complying to this because what can he do now as a mere human that has already been broken? He can't move, he can hardly move, he cannot, you know, reproduce, he cannot talk, you know, he can barely put on his own armor, you know, he pretty much can't do anything as a human being, so why not become a god, as I stated before? And he ends up stating within his heart that everyone here I sacrifice for my own personal gain, pretty much, you know, and that is to become a god, which we see right here, Griffith's other persona, which is known as Femto. He has now become a demon at this point, and, you know, Guts is, like, stating, like, why would you do this, Griffith? Why? Was it really because of me? But what did I do? I just wanted to go out and, you know, seek my own dream like you. And, you know, Guts has pretty much just been with Griffith over these years for, like, I think that he has been with Griffith for over 4 years, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, Guts sees, you know, the Band of the Hawk as his family. He sees Griffith as his best friend. And to see, you know, Griffith end up turning on the rest of the Band of the Hawk, Guts' family. You know, Guts had a place to belong, finally. And just seeing, you know, what Griffith has done to them, branding them with a brand of sacrifice. You know, we see the Band of the Hawk actually end up getting eaten by various other demons as well. And things aren't looking good right now. Things aren't looking good. You know, especially rereading this. As I stated before, I have been rereading Berserk, and Volume 12 is the start of the Eclipse, and I am not prepared to reread Volume 13. I'm not. I'm not, because this is only the beginning of the Eclipse. Once you get to Volume 13, oh my god! And then, of course, at the end of this volume, we actually see Ricket make an appearance and actually see this whole event taking place, where it looks like there's a cyclone that is on the outside of where the eclipse is being taken place, which is very cool because we get to see that little artwork about, and that was some sick artwork. But probably what was even sicker than that was the last page of this volume, to where we have Zod and the Skull King there. Now, from what we know about these two is that these two are rivals. These two are rivals. But what was their history? Very interesting indeed. So, yeah, I don't know how long this video has been, you know, because as I stated before, I really don't know how long the video will end up being, because pretty much this volume is pretty much straightforward to the point. We all know what goes down within this volume. There is not much to mention, because while there is a lot of foreshadowing and symbolism that goes on, it's already stuff that we have seen, and pretty much all that build-up from the past volumes of Berserk, the prophecy of the Eclipse, has already begun, and which makes this volume straightforward to the point. And, you know, Kentaro Miura's writing, I freaking love this guy. I love his writing. Probably the best writing that I have seen in a manga, period. You know, it's just amazing work. It's amazing work. I have only read up to volume 13 of Berserk. I still got, you know, the other volumes on my shelf, 14 through 17 at least. Once I read those will be completely new reactions, because that will be stuff that I haven't actually seen before when it comes to Berserk, you know? So I cannot wait to look forward to that. Now, yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with this volume review. I pretty much said everything. I pretty much stated that everything is straightforward to the point with this volume. And yeah, now I guess, sadly, it's on to volume 13 of Berserk. So, I'm not prepared for it. I don't want to experience that again for a fourth time, you know, because I've already seen, you know, the anime, the movie adaptations. I read that scene once, and now I'm about to read it for a fourth time. So, or see it for a fourth time, I should say. So, yeah, let me know what all of you thought about this volume of Berserk. What did you think about the events that ended up going down? And, you know, do you feel bad for Griffith? In a way, I kind of feel bad for Griffith because, you know, if you had a dream that you wanted to accomplish, you know, and your dream has technically been shattered, like, what could you do? How could you go on living? You know, you have no longer anything to pursue for. No ambition whatsoever. And what is Griffith to do? You know, while I do feel sorry for him, at the same time, I hate Griffith for what he has done to Guts. And especially, you know, the Band of the Hawk. You know? But I'm going to hate him more in the next volume of Berserk. Alright, I gotta end it off here because I'm going to end up getting into spoiler territory if I end up, you know, discussing what goes down in Volume 13. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on what you thought about this volume review of Berserk. What did you think about Griffith's his decision when it comes to what went down in this volume? And yeah, let me just know your overall thoughts. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date to future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys. This has been my Volume 12 review of Berserk, Volume 13, coming at you pretty soon. Catch you guys later.